The winds guide you.
Hey everybody, Classic Winds back again. Throughout World of Warcraft's history, Blizzard has been constantly evolving the ways players make their in-game gold. The Burning Crusade and Wrath, we were out there doing dailies. Warlords of Draenor, Garrison mission tables. Legion brought us world quests. And then today... yeah. But none of these options existed in Vanilla, so how will players make their gold in Classic? Well, one of the best ways is just farming all day, every day, huge groups of mobs. But it's not very fun, and you'll probably get ganked a lot. So let's discuss some alternative gold making methods to just farming mobs in World of Warcraft Classic. My first method is perfect for you people out there who love to level or you can't decide on a main. So you'll just have to make a bunch of alts, and then level them up to level 35. At 35, you can get your max skilled alchemy, and you can buy a recipe for Arcanite Bar and Philosopher's Stone. So craft the Philosopher's Stone, and then every 2 days you can sell an Arcanite Bar transmute. Arcanite Bar transmutes will usually sell between 5 and 10 gold, and that's a sale just for logging in on an alt and doing a transmute. So if you plan to play for a very long time, this will be a great method to earn some passive income. So in Vanilla WoW, there are several quests that require a crafted item to be turned in for the quest, and a lot of leveling guides recommend people to do these quests and buy those items. In the Badlands, it's Frost Oil. In Ungrow Crater, you need a Mithril Casing. In Darkshire, you need Bronze Tubes if you're Alliance. So if you can get your profession all the way up there and start crafting these early, could be a great boost to your early in-game income during Classic launch. Another method for early Classic is to farm reps. But how can rep farming make you gold? If you can be one of the first people to get a crafting recipe from a reputation and control the market, you can dictate a price. You can charge people to craft it because nobody else has the reputation to get the recipes. It's quite a long process, but if you enjoy farming towards a goal, it could be the method for you. If you're one of the first people on your server to acquire a rare recipe like a Crusader enchant, a Flask recipe, or Lionheart Helm, crafting these can make you some serious income. For a Lionheart's Helm, people will pay hundreds of gold just for you crafting it. So if you're a blacksmith and you see that recipe for even 1,000 gold, if you can be the first person on your server, buy it. People will pay you hundreds of gold just to sit there in town and craft an item. UBRS key. So there's a dungeon in WoW, and it's called Upper Blackrock Spire, and it only requires one person in the raid group to have a key to open the door. It's a very popular dungeon, but very few people get the key, and that's because it requires getting rare drops from 3 bosses in the lower part of the instance and doing a fairly lengthy quest. It's a pretty fun quest line too. If you get one of these keys, you can charge people 10 to 20 gold just for opening a door. You don't even have to do the dungeon with them. Just leave your character with the key logged out in front of the dungeon, and then zone on in and get the free money and then zone out. It's a pretty good way to earn some gold for doing almost nothing once you own the key. For the rest of WoW's life, people are going to be doing that dungeon, and they'll still always pay people because not everyone's going to have it. Look at your class's advantages. Just know that you can sell things that your class does. Mages can sell portals, food, and water. Rogues can just sit in town and charge for lockpicking. Hunters can sell low-level dungeon carries to people. And a warrior could even charge for tanking services. Just get creative with your class and make some gold for just being you. Farming Devil Sores. Devil Sores are one of the most highly contested mobs in all of World of Warcraft, and that's because the leather that they have is worth a fortune. So many classes need the gear that's crafted from their leather that the price just jumps massively. You can sell Devil Sword sets for hundreds of gold, but it's one of the most difficult farms and one of the most contested farms. If you have some friends who are willing to put in the effort to help you do this farm, do it. Doing dungeons. You can actually earn a lot of passive gold just by playing and doing dungeons all day. Dungeons like Stratholme, which can drop Crusader Orbs, which sell for a pretty penny. You can also do LBRS, Lower Blackrock Spire, and kill these mobs, and they can drop rare crafting recipes for alchemy, or even tailoring recipe just a little bit down, and you can sell those for hundreds of gold. Some of the end bosses in dungeons even drop Flask recipes, and Flask recipes go for hundreds to thousands of gold. You can also do Dire Maul Tribute runs, which is a really quick dungeon, or even Dire Maul Jump runs. Those are really fast dungeons, which you can disenchant items and you can sell those. Just spamming dungeons alone will earn you quite a lot of gold. So pet farming. This can be a little risky, but if you want a targeted farm instead of just farming mobs, you can farm for specific pets. Some people love collecting pets, and you can usually earn a fair bit of money just for selling one, but it requires quite a bit of luck, and it's a very boring grind. If you get one to drop, you're in the money. I even found this guy. You can see, even if you kill hundreds of these, you probably won't get one. But if you just want to kill mobs without paying any attention, it's a pretty good way to do it. Alright, start planning ahead. This time in World of Warcraft, we know exactly what raids are coming, what consumables we want in each raid, what gear we want in each raid, so you can earn a lot of money just by saving these ahead of time. So during the first patch in Classic WoW, during Molten Core, nobody's gonna want to buy your Nature Resist ring. But if you save that until AQ, a ring like this, which used to be worthless, can now sell for hundreds of gold. Or even Nature Resist potions. A recipe for a Nature Resist potion, not very useful early on, later on, very useful. So usually right before a raid comes out, flask prices, consumables, food, potions, all these things, they're all going to jump way up in price. So that's why I recommend you can just make a bank alt. And using your bank alt, you don't even have to take up your own bag space, just store all this other crap on the bank alt. That way, you're not even wasting any space. So if you just start selling this stuff right after the patch drops or right before it, you can make a lot of money. So while I'll admit that these methods probably won't net you just as much as farming will, they can break the monotony of just doing a farm for endless hours. Also, I try not to cover the specific mob farms, because those were mostly discovered in private servers. I want to wait for the real game to confirm that these specific mob farms are actually as good as people say. Because we have to remember, private servers were not perfect. So once we get a beta or the actual release, I'll definitely have to revisit this. Let me know if you have any farm methods you plan to use in the comments below. This has been Classic Wins. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for more Classic WoW content, maybe check out my other video if you haven't seen it.